So when he told me that, he said that the Mexicans in that community started beating up the protesters, the peaceful protesters.
Shout out to the panel, you know what I'm saying?
So I told that guy, hold on. You're not even from Chicago. The people, the Mexican gangs that were in the little village neighborhood, they were protecting the neighborhood from these, for the most part, they were black people. There's even videos of it. They were trashing the community. They were basically breaking into the stores, running off with shoes and whatever they can. So the Mexicans were, this is our neighborhood, we're a gang. So if we're not going to be doing this in our own neighborhood, we're not going to let some outside group come over here and do it. So they took that. He took that, and he said, you know what? We're going to kick you out of here, he told me. No, he didn't even tell me that. He just kicked me out. He said, all right, you're spreading false propaganda. He told me that. When he doesn't even live in Chicago. He doesn't even live in that neighborhood. I was in that neighborhood when that happened. And that's the guy, right?
So I don't know what you mean by that.
The one with the jean jacket?
That. Yeah, I was in that panel that
Jesus
day.
Anaya.
Yeah, and I'm like, whoa, hold on. How could people be so brainwashed, so biased towards whatever rhetoric they're trying to spread on the internet that they're not just...
He loves having black ticks in his mouth. That's
whatever it is, whatever he likes.
Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm a black person. Like, and that prompt kind of like throwing me off. Like, I don't know what y'all mean by that. Like,
well, that's exactly what he means. Well, what he means, I didn't know. I think it's more to get people to click. But the dude, both of those guys, the guy in the blue, basically, a lot of Hispanics feel a lot of these guys, like those guys, the guy in the blue jacket, and I saw the other guy, the guy with the yellow thing on his head. These guys feel that they had to go out of their way to insult and to diminish and to misappropriate comments from Mexican or Hispanic culture in order to align themselves in the good graces of the so-called black community on the internet or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, what you're saying, like, are they taking up for the black community? Like, are they going against their own people?
They're reaching, and creating these false narratives saying that the Mexicans and the Hispanics have these things to mejorar la raza. What I've never even heard that. Nobody say that about, oh yeah, you got to better your race, so let's just not mess around with blacks. Never heard that growing up. Never. Have I heard people say, oh yeah, you're darker, so you might, you look like an Indian, or you're, from Hispanics. Yeah, I've heard that. But that goes around in the black community too. How many times you see the black, oh man, you dark as hell. Hey, look at that black ass Negro. How many times have black people?
That voice is crazy. Multiple times.
Yeah. How many times?
That's true though.
Yeah. So for them to kind of just try to that goes against how a lot of these communities behave. How are you gonna get mad at somebody for doing that? And be like, no, it's okay when my people do it because we're our own people, but you can't do it, or you can't. So hold on. So they're trying to judge Hispanics for being like that, or having those same thoughts when they hate their own skin sometimes when they go in the mirror.
Yeah. See, and user, this is I feel like I'm repeating to myself, but I'm gonna say it again. Like, I feel like you can respond back to ignorance without being ignorant. You can respond to racism without being racist. Don't make bigots make you stoop to their level. Just because they're being jackasses and being racist to you, don't mean you have to be racist back to them. Like, I feel like I'm talking to kids sometimes when I'm dealing with this. Like, oh well, he did it first. He hit me first. Like, okay, I understand, but we're not 5 years old anymore.
Everybody don't have to. Though, you know what I'm saying? Like you can say
Tanner,
the wrong thing.
I get it.
Somebody gonna get spanked.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, Tanner. I know, but what I'm saying is, as the adults in the room, as the people who have common sense, we say, oh, this is this kind of person I'm dealing with. I'm not going to interact with them. I'm not going to engage with them.
Girls, they want to be black. The Latinas want to be black. The guys want to be black, and they want to put on, do rags and rap and do all this stuff because that's what's cool on TV.
I smack the shit out of my own kid if they ever do that.
So it's
you got to do what you got. You got to do what you got to do, man.
That's why the females, or a lot of the girls, they want to be like, oh, let me be what's cool. Being with a black dude, that's what's cool. So sometimes you got to also look back and say, hold on. Am I as a person, and then see how old I am or my maturity level? Am I dating a black girl or am I dating a black dude because this is what I like, or am I dating it because it's what's cool?
It's the illusion. It's the illusion that has been created through.
Right there.
It's the illusion that's been created through propaganda, through Hollywood and fucking hip hop, and with other people's cultures too. On top of that shit, part of what. See, so this is what trips me up. So the Latinos, they like the thugged out kind of, the look, the tattoo, all that shit, right? Still going on, right? With a different fashion style nowadays, right? It's not really like the big baggy pants. It's just different style, but same swag, same. That's where it comes from, right? Mm-hmm. What trips me out is that, dude, you're fucking going after guys that are pretty much pretending to be your own guys because this is actually coming from our culture. And then the Latino guys, this is the brainwashing part that I usually talk about. This is where the tables have been flipped. Now you got Latinos saying, that's black culture, my brother, that's your culture. They just took that shit, like told you that you don't have a culture. They gaslit you into believing that's their culture, when in reality that's elements mostly your culture, and they just fucking put a spin to it and call it black culture now.
So what do you say, Latino, what do you say about people that have been raised by a black family? What do you tell them? I mean,
that's on them, how they want to be.
Wait, what do I? Yeah,
because my sister dated black guys, and I kept it in my race, though. So what do you think on that? What's your opinion on that?
Well, first off, I feel bad for your sister.
Go ahead, MX.
Well, especially you.
What do you mean?
You ain't got to see. This is what I'm talking about. You
what the fuck you
ain't bad, bro.
Like you said,
I'm married to a Mexican woman. Yeah, I'm married to a Mexican woman. Should she feel bad? Should she feel sorry for that?
I don't think so.
Is that a problem?
If you treat her good, I feel like if you treat them good, that's all that matters, right?
That's fine.
It shouldn't matter about your skin tone, right?
No, it really depends on your personality. Like if you're actually like a good person, then there's obviously no problem.
But the problem is you didn't know anything about his sisters. You didn't know anything about that bro's sister's dude, and you automatically went, well, I feel sorry for her. Like,
and
that's what I'm
sorry for me.
About, you didn't have to do that.
Yeah, you went.
I mean, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, Kenny. Here's the problem, though. See, this is at this point you're trying to control people. Like people don't like. We have to now walk on eggshells because we're making an inside joke that pretty much every other race or ethnic group does behind closed doors, right?
Inside joke. So if we're in person,
that was not a joke.
We're in person, right? Would he have that same energy?
Well, I don't know. You might have to ask him. Don't ask me. I don't know his energy.
So if we're chilling right at the park, all of us are chilling at the park, right? Would you make some smart ass remark like that? To me in person,
I don't see how it depends. It depends if that black person you're.
That's a different fucking story when a person can talk brave on the phone, but they act different.
And your point is?
My point is, people they get brave on the phone. Like that's my point. They think they can say whatever they want.
Okay. So who? Okay, no shit. Who are you talking to? Who is this directed?
I'm talking to the guy that made that remark.
Okay, but check this out though, man. It doesn't matter whether it's on the phone or here. The point is that why should they be walking on eggshells? Why?
Preach women, lineage, y'all preach what are y'all talking about?
No, that's not what I said. What I said was, into the dude that said self-hatred.
What the fuck?
Hold on, user. When you said self-hatred, no, my dad never hated himself. He loved himself.
I'm not talking about your dad.
Something.
I'm not even thinking.
No. When you said no. When you made it, hold on. I didn't get to respond to you when you said when I was telling the story. You said self-hatred. It's not hating himself. He's not looking at himself saying, "Oh, I don't like myself." No, it was more like he liked different. He felt like he had a better bond with people who didn't look like him. I mean, that's just some people. He had a better bond with the Latin, the Asian. So he said, yeah, I'm going to have a baby with a Mexican girl or an Asian. Like it was other the two. And there's nothing wrong with having a dating preference. I mean, it's never that deep. And the Mexican girls, they liked him back. They didn't make a big deal. His Mexican homeboys didn't cry because he wanted Mexican girls. They were amping him up to get one. Literally. They didn't give two fucks. So I'm just why I'm confused on now. People are making a big deal about it. Because back then, when my dad was having all his Mexican homeboys he have come over, they was telling him, yeah, get yourself a Latina. Get yourself a Latina. Oh, I got a bunch of Latina sisters for you. So, yeah. And they were Chicanos women. They were literally, and let me tell you something about Mexicans. They do be loyal because, mind you, if you marry a Mexican girl and she got older brothers and they really like the Chicanos, like the real ones that are tattooed up, they'll jump somebody for you and they go looking for you too. So, I mean, hey, either I was going to be half Mexican or half Asian, one of the two. That was the only option that I was going to be.
I can understand coming from somebody like you, you're mixed, right? I can understand why you would advocate for something like that, right? But again, I mean, this breeding out, this ethnic cleansing, if you will, and then this, you know, what we're gonna see, what we've been seeing is, I mean, the thievery of culture, right? I'm half this, I'm half black, and now that we have your culture, we're going to give it a different direction, right? But Latinos are not, like, you're not getting a fucking chance to fucking lead your own fucking narrative here. It's either going to be a black or white narrative. And once you get that crossbreed, that half Mexican or half black, bro, you're out of the fucking picture.
And you know how beautiful it is to see a black couple together, seeing a black woman, a black man together, striving as a family together. It's rare to even see that. Like, you go to the store, you either see the dude by themselves with an Asian girl or with, like,
I've
maybe a
never seen
Latina.
colorism.
Optional. Where's the statistic?
So no, I'm talking about
couples. I still see black couples. It's not like they're going away. I just don't. When I see an Asian, a black dude, or an Asian woman with a black guy, I don't pay them no attention. I'm not worried about them. I'm like, oh, they look good. I move on with my own day. I work with my own self. But I've seen black couples. I've seen white couples. I've seen Asian couples. I've seen Mexican couples.
Black is beautiful.
But we can't be sitting here and hate. We can't be sitting here hating on people for just dating.
Why would nobody's hating. Nobody's hating.
Yeah,
we're here to promote. We're here to encourage intermarrying amongst one another. And keeping our culture.
That's definitely some hateful jealousy shit.
Keeping our culture alive.
And we're helping
nobody's
them.
jealous.
We're
Listen, man,
helping
stop
them
it with
out.
your delusions of grandeur, bro. This is embarrassing. For you guys to fucking think that people are going to be jealous of you, bro. Give me
The prompt says, why do some Latinos cuck for the black community?
Yeah, so how does that express jealousy?
Mm-hmm.
You're using the words cuck.
Because you haven't seen the way those individuals on that prom have acted, and I experienced it. So that's why I came up, because I've seen that dude with the blue denim jacket. The way he kicked me out when I just told him the truth, I'm like, wow, this dude he didn't even want to have a discussion with somebody that had boots on the ground in that community, and he wanted to have an opinion on a community he wasn't even there to witness it.
Oh, and what else? Like, what happened? Like, what was?
I already talked about what happened earlier with him, with the conversation. So I don't want to keep on repeating the same thing. But
you guys are preaching segregation.
No, we're preaching black empowerment.
Is it really black empowerment? You just said black is beautiful. If other people can see that,
just did.
You can't help who you're attracted to.
No, black is beautiful, but when black mixes with an Asian or whatever, even the own FBA crowd says this. Like, we got to stick together. We got to keep black families in order. Why would we go and mix?
The FBA stands for Black Americans. They don't care about other black people.
Foundation of Black Americans, correct.
Exactly. They don't like other black people.
Well, that's on them. But
why is that, though?
I have no idea.
The reason for that is because Black Americans have some type of complexion of what they went through in America, that they have, honestly, and it's going to sound bad what I'm about to say, even when they get together, they might be like, yeah, you know what? Let's hire pro-black. We're going to hire what's his name? Jaquan, and we're going to kick out Jose, right? Let a FBA manager, let's say Shanice, she hires Jaquan, working with Jaquan and trying to move this FBA culture. Let's say they're working at McDonald's or something like that. They're going to be like, hold on, wait a minute. I don't want Jaquan working here anymore. I'd rather call Jose and tell him to come over here because this guy's giving me too much problems.
Okay. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Do you have like a formal education?
So what I'm trying to tell you
did you graduate high school?
Yeah. So when
you graduated high school.
So when I'm telling you this, that they just want to have an issue. They want to have an issue with everybody. A lot of Black Americans, they have an issue with a lot of people, you know? So they even have the issue with other blacks.
Black Americans have an issue with other black people due to the fact that they get lumped with other black people.
Everybody doesn't come down to
our own race.
Exactly.
Everything.
That's even
Bro, as
in
soon
our
as these
own
FBAs
culture.
make money, they move away from their own community.
Are also feeling it. Why you think why they're doing this? Why they're sticking up to these people? They're doing it because now they're feeling like the white people now. They're feeling like, hold on. We're being painted as racists. We're being painted as the bad people. And how could we be painted like that with a group of people like BLM that have been put to the top? These guys are the athletes. These guys are the rappers. These guys are the presidents. Like, how could we even be racist to these people? So hold on. Instead of being racist, let me just go be anti-Hispanic and let me put out all the dirty laundry that I could get, that I could find, if there is even any, and let me use it against my own people so that I could be deemed as acceptable in this community. I want to be accepted by this community of people by bashing my own community, and therefore, yeah, there you go.
They're seeking approval. They want to be approved as moral people, right? As righteous people. We are the defenders of civil rights, of racism, and they pretty much become their own little foot soldiers, pretty much.
Hey, well, I'm Hispanic too. And I see you guys have the picture of the avocado guy, the tree dude, I forgot his name. And I feel like you guys are mostly just teed off because he be speaking about, and he supports him because he wants you guys to stop saying the N-word, bro. It's not that big of a deal. Just stop saying it.
Is that the reason? So you're saying that's the reason why we're pissed off?
Like, you guys are sitting here making this space to go against them because they do this. Like, let them vent, bro. Who gives a fuck if they have a problem with it?
Okay, well, So first of all, you're okay. Hold on, wait a minute. So first of all, hold on. Hold on. So first of all, you're completely wrong. Nobody is pissed off here because he's talking about Latinos shouldn't be using the N-word. I don't know where you got this from.
Well, you guys are also mad that they're fucking going off on their space in their panels and going off about every race. It's not just Hispanics; it's every immigrant. And they have.
Okay, first of all, nobody's. Who told you that anybody's mad? Who's mad? Who's mad?
Why else are you holding the space, man? Like, who else is?
Okay, but it does, just because I'm holding a conversation, it doesn't mean that people are mad.
Because like someone. I
mean, first of all, you came in here lying.
That's a big problem.
You came in here lying, saying that we're mad because the guy's talking about we shouldn't be using the N-word. Why are you lying?
I'm not lying, bro. You guys are literally have a problem with a couple of small.
You did lie because that's not the reason why we're hosting this live. You completely lied about the intentions here.
So what's the reason you're holding us to this live? What's the big reason? What's bothering you so much?
To spark a conversation about
because these people are being biased against their own group of people just to cater to another community instead of saying, hold on, let me hear two sides to the story. Let me hear the two sides to the story and let me hear the facts. And I'm not going to just kick somebody out of a panel because they have a different opinion that differs from mine, even when that opinion is the right opinion, even when that opinion might even be a fact or it is a fact.
And you're right. They have their own issue going on right now, obviously. But why do we care, bro? Like, why have to get into this shit?
That's what the prompt is about. It's a prompt. It's a discussion on TikTok. It's a conversation.
Honestly, we shouldn't even be focused on that. We have our own issues we got to focus on. Like, we might get targeted after the Somalis and all their little fucking issues they want to get next. They want to get kicked out. That's the issue we should be focused on. We might be next.
I'm sorry. You said that you're Hispanic?
I'm from my family. I'm American born, but I was born in Central America, Guatemala. Yeah. Yo hablo español.
No, you speak. And you're Hispanic. Are you like a mix with a half black or what?
All right, let's hear a whole paragraph or a mini paragraph in Spanish, a couple sentences in Spanish.
You want me to go and read a paragraph that proves that I'm fucking Hispanic? Wow.
Yeah.
Or how about I just show my fucking skin color on fucking camera? Is that gonna?
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because look, even if he is like a real Latino, he must be one of these indoctrinated cucks, bro. Like he came over here just to pretty much tell us, why y'all talking about the black community? Like he pretty much came up here to correct us, right? Not knowing, but he's not. But he's not like nobody talks about the racism that comes from the black community onto the Latino community, right? Like the moment we talk about that shit, we got to be corrected by our own people. That's what I mean. That is the definition of a cuck right there.
But I don't have and you know what's crazy? I don't have any problem with black people saying, yeah, look at these guys, they love tacos, or look at them, they love burritos. Yeah, look at them, they're short. They can have their own opinions. That's cool. They have their jokes, their opinions. Where I'm not sentimental about that. You can say whatever you want to say, but don't get mad when I crack a little joke or we crack a joke about somebody and now you're mad and you're sensitive. Now you're upset. Now I'm the bad guy. Now I'm racist. Now they don't like us. You know? So it's like, it's cool. Now I'm a joke.
You're acting like it's high school, bro.
So basically, I'm a joke of a person that I'm so little of a human in your eyes that when you crack a joke, it's okay because you're a little cockroach, you're a little rat. You don't even matter. You're not even a human. You're just a help. You're nothing. But when
this is unfortunate, man. Unfortunately, the new generation of Latinos, they've been completely cut through academia. Complete indoctrination, bro.
So also, I'm 91.
But when I crack a joke,
but still, bro, it's like the old generation would not take shit from nobody, bro.
Yeah, but when
they pussified an entire generation of men, bro.
Fucking low key, fucking racist, bro.
When I crack
racist,
racist, he's one of those guys.
No, hold on.
Give
me. Hold on. Wait. I want you to tell me what I just said right now. Everything that I just said to you, by the way. which you claim to be Hispanic also. Tell me, how is that racist? Explain to me.
I mean, because you're saying like the older generation wouldn't allow this shit, or they wouldn't support this. Well, because
how is that racist? How is that racist, you little bitch? How is that racist?
You didn't grow up with fucking like low-key remarks.
No, no, I want you to tell me, explain to me, how is that racist, you little cuck? You see how you're repeating their talking points? Whenever you get cornered like a little bitch, you pull out your little fucking race card, you fucking cuck.
Okay, because it is the fucking real issue, dumbass. Try playing a fucking online game, bro. Try sounding like the way I do, bro. Everyone automatically assumes I'm fucking black.
You sound stupid and you sound like a cuck.
Why would I want to be?
Why would I want to sound like a cuck like you? Why would I want to sound like a cuck like you?
That's the attitude today, bro. When you tell somebody not to be racist, that's how they get. It's just what it is, bro.
And look who's talking.
Don't pay him attention though. He's here just for that, to kind of like disrupt everything that we're talking
about. And the victim, of course, the victim on top is going to reinforce that to a Latino. Of course you are.
You gotta let him, man. You gotta let him have
You could ask people in your own community, bro. You don't think Afro Latinos exist? Ask them how they get treated by Latinos. They won't say like shit. It's not even coming from.
No, that's a false narrative that you guys are pushing out there. Yeah,
that's false. Yeah, that's false narrative.
So this is propaganda, because when you get on camera, and you go on what is called by definition, what is called smear campaign, you go out there and you constantly repeat the same message over and over again. That's psychological manipulation. That's what it is. Those things are not taking place. If you want to talk about how people get treated, let's talk about how everybody else gets treated. How about the brown people? How about the Asian people? Especially during COVID, when they were being discriminated against racist black people that committed the most hate crimes in the United States against Asian people.
First of all, I think it was the president that called it the Chinese flu.
We're not talking. Yeah, sir. Yeah, but we're not talking. I want to go one-on-one with John. I want to have some fun with John. Okay, John. So what's up, man? So what do you got to say about this topic, man? Me and you. What's up?
Oh yeah, nothing much. I was I stepped in originally because I heard the other young lady speaking. Why do some Latinos cook for the black community? I guess my question would be, I'm familiar with some of the people on the screen. Like I've seen like Ricardo, and I think that's what's his name in the middle there. But I mean, I'll just say this. And maybe we might disagree, but like I said, I'm open to dialogue. From my perspective, I perceive that they're just speaking on an issue that many black people have, I guess, talked about in the Latin community, as it relates to like colorism, anti-blackness, etc. And I mean, I don't know if that will be the equivalent of saying they're just caping for black people for no reason. But I think the reason. I mean, could we say the reason is valid, or that would be kind of my question. Like, could we tangibly produce evidence of that being so?
The reasons aren't valid.
I mean, that's fine. I'm open to disagreement. I'm just,
So my question is, so what prompts a group of Latinos to want to go out there and just pick up on this issue and talk about it? I mean, it's like being pushed like if it's some kind of pandemic or some shit like that, which is not. That's the question. Like, where does this phenomenon come from? These brainwashed Latinos get in front of a camera and start bashing other Latinos. Go ahead, man.
Let me cook for a little bit. So you know what? I would have no problem with talking about colorism, anti-blackness, any of these topics in a so-called Latino space or whatever. As part of the rotation. You know what I'm saying? There's lots of different topics that could be part of the rotation, right? And that definitely should be one of them. But these motherfuckers here, that is their brand, bro. It's their brand. All they do is talk about how anti-black Latinos are and how colorist Latinos are. And the reason I have a problem with it is because I see these people, I see these fucking these goddamn token Mexicans and Latinos who go around trying to do nothing but disparage Mexican and Latino people as, basically would-be white people, aspiring white people, right? What they're trying to do is they're trying to create a moral justification for liberals to be xenophobic. See, because the conservatives, they don't need a moral or ethical justification to be xenophobic. They just don't like those fucking Mexicans, and that's all they got to say, right? We don't like those fucking Latinos. We don't gotta give you a reason. They're brown and they speak Spanish and they're Catholic, and that's all we need. And we don't give a fuck. We don't want them fucking our daughters, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? They don't gotta come up with some higher moral justification. They'll tell you the damn dirty truth, right? That's why they don't like us. But the liberals, they need some sort of moral high horse to stand on, and before they can be xenophobic, right? So they need to conjure up, manufacture a moral high ground that they can stand on, so they can be xenophobic towards Latino people or Mexican people or Southern indigenous people, however you want to describe us, mestizos or whatever, right? They need a moral justification for that. So what they do is they say, oh, well, these people down south, even though they're indigenous, even though they're brown, even though they cannot possibly benefit from so-called white supremacy as we've defined it, and institutional racism as we've defined it, we're gonna rebrand these people as basically white light. They're not white, but they're kind of white. They're light white. You know what I'm saying? They're almost white. They're close enough. They're white enough to where we can include them in the anti-white liberal hate parade that fucking Democrats and liberals have in the United States, so that they can be xenophobic. Oh, it's not that we're the bigots. It's not that we're the imperialists that want to fucking siphon off all the wealth and resources from Latin America, so our corporate donors can make billions of dollars, and so that we can fucking make millions of dollars shilling on mainstream media and shilling on YouTube and shilling on our podcasts. Fucking, it's we're just trying to stand up against these bigoted Latinos. Like they're just like white people. So you know how we all decided that it's okay to hate white people? Well, now it's okay to hate Mexicans too, because they're just white people, but a little bit of a olive tone to them. That's all. It's a fucking, and really what it is that Democrats, conservatives, liberals, they're all center right. Neither one of them's on the left. They're both center right. All right, they're center right wing. They're all in favor of capitalism. They're corporate donors, profits, and fucking and making more profits. Right, and they need a way to justify the continued exploitation of Latin America by American or U.S. and Western European multinational conglomerates that fucking exploit the fuck out of the global South, and especially Latin America. And they need. Liberals gotta hide that shit between this moral grandstanding. Oh, we're for civil rights and all this bullshit. But someone in here earlier said, who started the civil rights shit? It was black people, right? No, it wasn't black people. It was fucking Mexicans. It was Mexicans, homeboy. Mendez versus Westminster. That was the precedent case law that fucking opened up the courts for Brown v. Board of Education. We started the fucking desegregation. We started fucking the civil rights movement in a whole 10 years before fucking Rosa Parks, a whole 10 years before Brown v. Board. But no one gives us credit for that. No one wants to include Mexican and Latino people in the American zeitgeist because they want to maintain us as a foreign presence. So they try to give those credentials over to the designated domestic minority, which is black people. No matter how many of us are here, and no matter how long we've been here, which we've been here longer than fucking anyone else. No one's been here longer than us. We've been here longer than white people. We've been here longer than black people. We are the fucking indigenous people of this land. We're the first ones to face racism, the first ones to face white supremacy, the first ones to face segregation, the first ones to face institutional racism and fucking genocide. All of that shit, we were first, right? But they still want to exclude us from the historical zeitgeist to act like we're something foreign. But anyways, I got more, but I'll let someone else go.
Fucking 100%, man. Everything that you said, fucking.
Thank you.
You said it beautifully, man.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, so it is true what he said, and this is why I fight back with the misinformation. When they're indoctrinating and telling you that they are the most oppressed and that you people have white privilege because you're mestizo and shit, that's control manipulation. All this time, they put themselves in the forefront of every single fucking problem, whether they're the most oppressed, they're the most victimized, they have to be the face of everything. Meanwhile, you have brown people, whether they're whatever part of Latin America or indigenous people of the Americas, especially indigenous people of the Americas, they're the ones that are still living in fucking reservations. They're the ones that are really being oppressed, and they have unaliving rates like fucking through the roof, more than any other racial group out there. But yet, a particular like black people are the most oppressed. Are you fucking kidding me?
Like, wake the fuck up already, people. It's okay to fucking grow a fucking spine. Stand by your own fucking people and do something together. You don't need anybody to hold your hand. You don't need to hold anybody's hand. We didn't sign no fucking contract when our people came to the United States and say, yes, we're going to come to the rescue of black people whenever they're in trouble. Nobody fucking said that. Can we fucking unite for a common goal? Yes, but without the fucking bullshit. And that's my fucking problem. My problem has always been manipulation and control over our community, to the point where we have this fucking mess right now talking about cucks like these on the fucking background. I landed.
Say something real quick because I gotta go.
Wampy.
You know, I think it's crazy to me how you have members of our community who will do and say anything for members of another community just because. That is fucking insane. I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, if it was mutual benefit, well then yeah, of course. Of course. We can be allies. But we're not gonna be your bitch. I mean, it's like, what? No, but you know, I was listening earlier. I think the Panamanian woman was nice. I think she got a little bit too much in her emotions. That's just my opinion. We're not talking about all black people. We're not even talking about all black Americans. We're talking about a racist hate group in the United States. And if you have a problem calling out a racist hate group in the United States, look in the motherfucking mirror. Look in the motherfucking mirror. Don't come up here and call us racist. We're calling out a racist hate group. We're not the racist ones. Get the fuck out of here. But, you know, I don't even like this term Latino, Fidel. I don't know if we'll ever find a label that fits us. But it's way too fucking inclusive. Way too inclusive. You got individuals who are Asian, who are Latino. You have individuals who are Middle Eastern, who are Latino. You have people who are African, who are Latino. You have people who are European, who are Latino.
I agree with you, man. Yes.
Yeah. What do I have in common with an Anglo from Argentina?
Well, when we say Latino, let's get this clear. I'm sorry to interrupt, but let's look at this clear. Like, just to clear things up, when we say Latino, I'm sure you agree. What we mean is predominantly indigenous so-called Latinos, because we know white Latinos don't face these problems because they don't give a fuck. They're white. They have white privilege, right? And we know black Latinos are the ones that are causing this problem, right? And they're directing it towards the fucking indigenous presenting Latinos. Right? They try to lump us in. They use the white Latinos and their indifference and their open, unabashed racism, and they try to displace the blame for it on the vast majority of so-called Latinos, which are really indigenous people. All right? Because they see us as competition for who's the most oppressed, because they know it's fucking us.
This is why I'm saying, like, we need to come up with a better term. I mean, I'm okay with indigenous. You got some gatekeepers though that have an issue with that. We can talk about it another time, but I'm okay with it.
I mean, the term is out there. We just have to have enough people to get behind it, right? Because I already looked into it. It's totally fucking doable. We can change our racial category, our ethnic background. Also, we can get rid of Latino and Hispanic. It's just that not enough Latinos have given a fuck about this topic. Nobody cares about it. They're doing some other shit until we get enough Latinos and explain to them the reason why this is so important, right? Why identity is important. And if you don't like Latino and Hispanic, we should just reclaim our true identity, our continental identity, which is Americano or American. I like Americano. Why? Who's Americano? Who has access to this club? Anybody who has blood ties to the land, to the root identity of this land, which is the indigenous land. Okay, and that's the majority of the so-called mestizos. And of course, it would include the automatic indigenous people of the Americas, automatically. Anybody who's mixed with that, Latin America, people here in the United States, if you're Mexican American, any kind of Latino American or indigenous mix, you're Americano. If you're a so-called Afro-indigenous, Afro-indigenous, hold on, dude. If you're so-called Afro-indigenous or Afro-Latino, you're one of those. But there's a, dude, shut up, man. So you know what I'm saying, dude. I think that has the strongest likelihood of fucking getting accepted. And we've already seen that. I've been, how many times, how many people, Womp, have we seen here live after live? Americano label. How many people didn't like
they ended up liking it, right? They like it. It makes sense.
Yeah, I could fuck with that. I could fuck with that. I think Kiki has a good point too, though. I think, like for those who know their nation, I think identifying by our nation would be the way to go too. But like for political purposes only, right? Just for pure political unity, I could get behind that. Yeah, I could.
And meanwhile, but you're talking about like something else, right? Outside of politics, right? You're looking for something to unite what, the indigenous people?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. It's totally doable.
You're the
A racial identity.
in the United States because of the fucking, the gatekeepers and shit who treat indigeneity like, they think it's something, they think it has nothing to do with blood or descendancy. They think it's all about whether or not you were born on a reservation or if you have a fucking card in your pocket or if you do dances at the powwow or some shit like that. Meanwhile, there's fucking damn near full-blooded Native Americans living in Mexico who don't do none of that shit. And they're considered what? White? They're considered white? So it's absurd. There's been this idea, this deracialization of indigenous people in the Americas, so that anyone can be indigenous. Anyone's indigenous except for Mexicans, apparently. But like white people can be indigenous. You see these blue-eyed, blonde-haired fucking white people gatekeeping indigeneity on TikTok. There's this one lady from fucking Canada who's got like face tattoos and she wears glasses and she's got fucking blue eyes and fucking porcelain white skin, and she's going around telling Mexicans they're not fucking Native American and calling them colonizers. You got this white ass fucking pink nipple motherfucker named Wagon Burner calling fucking Chicanos Zionists, right? Calling us colonizers. You got fucking you got this other this black chick, I forgot her name, but she's fucking from I think she's from Guatemala. She claims to be Maya. She claims to be or Garifuna, and she's fucking going around calling mestizos and Mexicans fucking colonizers, right? And saying that debunking Wabos is racist, right? Fucking, and all these people get to say, "Oh, I am the face of indigeneity. I'm the face of American indigeneity." But if you go back 200 fucking years, or even 100 years, and you go find someone who's identifying as indigenous, they're not white and they're not black. Okay, they are the indigenous Amerindians or whatever the fuck you want to call them. Like, why does everybody else get a race, but Native Americans or indigenous Americans are raceless? They can be white, they can be black,